The UFC have released an extended preview for next month's eagerly anticipated showdown between Tony Ferguson and Kevin Lee. UFC 216 will play host to a truly spectacular matchup between two of the very best lightweights on the planet as Tony Ferguson looks to cement his spot as the division's #1 contender by taking out the hotly tipped prospect Kevin Lee. These guys might be two of the most awkward trash talkers in the sport today, but when those octagon doors close they know exactly how to come away with a victory. It's been a while since we've seen Ferguson in action, but if his past performances are anything to go by, his already diverse skill set will have come along in leaps and bounds since his last outing, where he went the distance with the former champ Rafael dos Anjos. Of course, his last scheduled opponent, Khabib Nurmagomedov, has now lost his shot at the interim belt, but even though he and the Russian had built up a tense rivalry over the 3 times they had been unsuccessfully booked to fight, El Kakui and the Motown Phenom Lee seem to be getting straight into the verbal banter. The preview also takes a look at Demetrius Johnson's shot at history as he looks to surpass Anderson Silva's 10 successful title defenses and establish himself as the greatest champion in the UFC. He fights Ray Borg in the co-main event and may well leave the octagon that night with his legacy solidified for eternity. UFC 216 is scheduled to go down on the 7th of October, and despite the overwhelmingly stacked card that UFC 217 offers 1 month later, is still a great lineup, boasting some serious up-and-comers, ones whose names you'd be wise to remember as we move closer to seeing them all in action.